And guess what? I know what you're studying these days. I know you're learning about a mountain. Okay, tell me, are mountains really big or really small? You know it all. Your aunties are really good to teach you all that. Mountains are big. And look here, can you see this tiny thing over here? That's a man trying to climb a mountain. And people who want to learn or climb mountains are called mountain climbers. But let's hear our story today. Let's see who wants to climb a mountain. Bzzz. Oh, that's a little bee. And that's a little fly. So is our story about a bee or a fly? It's about a little fly. Oh, and guess what? It's sitting on my head and troubling me. Oh no, it's come on my nose and it's troubling me. Go, shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Ah, thank goodness it's gone and I don't see it or feel it next to me. So let's look at our story today. The name of our story is Mabel and the Mountain. I've never heard of that one before. Mabel, a fly, and a mountain. Well, let's read. Let's hear. That's our cover page. And our author is Kim Hilliard. All right, let's go further. Oh, Mabel is a fly. That's Mabel. And the one sitting on my nose was also Mabel. I think it's somewhere around. Can't see it at the moment. Well, Mabel was a fly and Mabel was so tiny right there. This is my hand and can you see how tiny Mabel was? But Mabel had big plans. There you go. These are Mabel's plans. And you know what were the big plans of Mabel? One, climb a mountain. I don't think she can do it. Well, host a dinner party. That's an interesting one. And the third one was make friends with a shark. What does Mabel even think of herself? I don't think she can do any of these three. So let's see what happens further. So, Mabel knew one very important thing. When you make big plans, you have to start right away. But when she thought of starting, there was a whole group of her friends and her close ones who told her, you can't do it. Flies can't climb mountains. They can just fly right there. Someone said, oh, stay at home, Mabel. Don't do that. It can't be done. All the people around her, all her family, friends told her that she couldn't do it. But she knew a very important secret. And that secret I'm going to tell you too. Do not listen to those who say you cannot. Never, ever. Do not listen, please. To the people who say you cannot, please don't listen to them. Rather, ta-ra! Listen to those who say you can, because those people, those friends encourage you and motivate you. So that's what she thought. I can do it. So there she set off, thinking of climbing a mountain. So whoopsies. Once again, she thought my nose was a mountain and climbed over there and said, too easy. And then I said, shoo fly, and she flew away and went on top of a jelly, big mountain of jelly. And she said, oh no, too wobbly. And then she flew further. And let's see where she went. She went to the most perfect place, a tall mountain which had snow right on top. And she said, perfect, I'm going to start climbing this. And she got ready and off she went. So she started at the bottom. We always start at the bottom when we want to fly. And after a few hours, she could see the sun. And she knew it. She was neither at the bottom, but neither at the top. She was somewhere, but she didn't know where. So she said, all right, this is hard, but I'm still going to try. So Off she went and went and went and went and went, sometimes panting, sometimes tired. And as she went on, she saw some animals who were much faster than her, like the sheep. And then she met a lady who was a very strong mountaineer, and she had a baby and some food for the baby and her pet in her back. Woo, she was super fast, much faster than Mabel. And off she went, and then came across some animals. Some animals sat there yawning loudly, and some animals like the vultures, the birds, looked at her and made fun of her and laughed. Ha, ha, ha. A fly or climbing a mountain, that's never going to happen. But you know what? Mabel, somewhere deep down, was a little tired, and she thought that this was really difficult, and she thought that maybe she needs to change her big plans. So she sat there in her tent on the side of the mountain, and she said, how about I write climb a tree instead of a mountain? How about I write eat dinner instead of host a dinner party? And then she said, how about make friends with a sheep? It's going to be so much easier. So she just thought of changing her plans. But then a little voice right within her heart came and told her, keep going, Mabel, keep going. And then she decided next morning that she's not going to give up, and off she went. And when times were tough, she thought of a song. She made her own song up. She said, give me a M, give me a A, give me a B-E-L. Put them together, what do you get? You get Mabel. And eventually, after a long time, despite being very tired, she didn't give up, and she was just about to reach the top of the mountain with her tiny little feet. And at last, ta-da! She reached the top, and she said, oh, wow! And that day, a very, very small fly reached the very top of a very, very big mountain. That's what mountains are, huge and big. And she told herself, hooray, I did it! Just the same way as all of you are learning new things. And after learning new things, you say, I did it! Well, back down at home, look what was happening. Everyone changed. Everyone made big plans. This little fly thought of becoming a chef, so he thought of having a party. This little fly thought of starting her own music band. This one said, well, I don't know what I'm going to try next. And all the flies decided and told themselves, if Mabel can do it, so can I. And look what happens next. Woo! Mabel is sitting on a big rock. Look, what is this blue thing behind her? An ocean. And what are these? Sharks. And what is Mabel looking like? She's even worn a shark cap. You know what's next on her to-do list? Make friends with a shark. And you know what's there in Mabel's mind? Oh yes, I can do it. If Mabel can do it, so can you. Never give up. Always move forward. Take care, children. Bye. I love you.